All right, thank you, Eric. After about 6 months without a director, Memphis Animal Services now has a new leader.
Suzy Hollenbach is here today to talk about her new position and what she plans, how she plans to tackle the overpopulation of stray animals in this city. A big job. Welcome. Good to have you with us.
Absolutely, yes.
Good to have you
job.
here,
Yep.
Suzy.
Thank you for having me.
We're thrilled to have you, and so are a lot of people are excited that you've taken this job. Animal welfare folks in the city are doing a cartwheel down Union Avenue to have you in this position taking over MAS. Reason being, you are no stranger to the animal welfare scene. Help us understand your history in this work.
Well, I founded an organization, All Fours Rescue League. It's a community outreach organization that assists pet owners in the underserved areas of Memphis. And we would, provide resources like free dog houses, dog food, and primarily, we started a program for free spay and neuter. So I started doing that work about 15 years ago, and I formed the organization a little over 10 years ago. And that's the kind of the direction that I think is needed for the city and to help be more proactive in animal welfare instead of reactive.
Right.
We're facing a huge stray problem that, of course, we need to focus on and help the residents, and we want to make Memphis Animal Services more of a pet support hub, so to speak, going forward as we address the stray population and correlation. So that's the goal.
Okay. Now, you previously, before you took over the role, you've been critical of the leadership for good reason at times, I'm sure. Is it odd to you now? Are you going to have to change the way you do things now that you're heading that department now?
Well, it is a little different, no doubt. The stray issue has been a problem for many years, and my focus has always been in the underserved areas. That's my passion, and unfortunately, in the past, the city has not been really very focused on the underserved areas, and that's where I've spoken up. So I want to make sure Memphis Animal Services operates for all of Memphis, not just the facility itself. So there's so many things that we need to address and grow the opportunity there to for the neighborhoods to get to know their animal control officers and get to know more of our employees. And we have a great team at Memphis Animal Services that just the city doesn't know, and it's time for the city to meet those employees and get to know how good we have, what a great organization we really have at Memphis Animal Services.
Well, the name of this broadcast is A Better Memphis, and so that's what we're all about here during this time. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you this question. I'll get to the programmed one, but this one, I got the interview this week with Ike Anand, who's the new head of ALSAC. And introducing him this week for that very big job was James R. Downing. Dr. Downing is the president and CEO of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And what he said was, it's all nice to think about one day I'm going to be CEO, but when the day comes and the responsibility is on your shoulders and your name is on the nameplate and your number is the number people are calling for MAS leadership, it's different, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely different. It's definitely a different perspective of mine, coming from a rescue community outreach versus a municipality. But I don't think it necessarily has to be different, and that's how I want things to change for Memphis Animal Services. I don't want the residents to look at us as we're just a legal authority knocking on the door, we're here to take your dog. We want to grow the resources and bring more resources to the communities and grow the partnership with the residents all over Memphis. Not just in the facility. We, of course, need as many people as we can to come in the facility and help out and adopt animals and whatnot, but we want to grow that partnership across the city and the neighborhoods.
And so strays, I heard you say, is your big concern. Is that the #1 concern?
Yes, right now it is the focus. We've got a bad stray population. We do need to be able to bring those animals in and obviously keep the animals safe, but also primarily keep the residents safe. A stray population can get out of control and can be dangerous. So we want to focus on getting those animals in, but also positive outcomes. Growing our partnerships with rescue organizations and some of the large national organizations, so we can have, transports out of the facility, larger numbers going out at one time, so that we can get the animals off the street. So.
Right. So I heard you mention something in an interview with another news organization, and you kind of touched on it a few minutes ago, about you want the shelter to become a hub for public support. Can you explain more what you mean by that? How are you going to do that?
Well, that's my background, is we literally go into the neighborhoods and provide the resources for pet owners to be able to keep their pets. We want to prevent those dogs from coming in the building.
Right.
So many pet owners don't understand the ordinances. We want to do a better job of not only enforcing the ordinances, but educating to the public what those ordinances are, so that they can be in compliance. And if they need the resource, a crate for inside, they need a dog house, whatever they need to bring those resources in the neighborhood. If they need dog food, what have you, so that we can help pet owners keep their pets, prevent those dogs from coming in the building.
So neighborhood meetings.
Exactly. Neighborhood meetings. We will be doing more vaccine clinics, getting out into, we have parks and recreation.
Right.
We have all of those opportunities there to get in the community and collaborate with other departments within the city to bring those resources and, get people to know Memphis Animal Services.
Excellent. Well, we're getting to know you, and we're going to have
you.
another segment with you. If you just stay right
Yes.
there. And if you stay right there, we'll be back with more with Suzy Hollenbach, who is the new director of Memphis Animal Services. Stay